Time for a love potion, a little sweet and spice. Throw it all in a cauldron, mix it up real nice. Fire in my eyes, stir counterclockwise. I dream of you all night. Feel with emotion, follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling in love with me. Little sweet and spice. Made a love potion for you. Little sweet and spice.
Welcome everyone to the final day of the VCT Game Changers Academy October, presented by Verizon and AIM Labs. We have the semifinals and finals all happening today to see who is crowned champion of October. I think some of us have some suspicion as to who that is going to be, but as always, we want to find out if that's actually the case. So we're going to get into the details of the bracket and what has, I guess, come up to this point. But first, I'll go ahead and remind everyone that it was a group stage on Friday with 4 teams in 7 groups where top 2 advanced and all best of ones. Yesterday, we started our single elimination brackets with 14 teams. Top 2 from the groups actually got an advanced bye, and all those were best of 3s. And now it comes down to here today with the end of that single elimination bracket. Again, all best of 3s today for the 2 semifinals and finals. Let's go ahead and take a look at that bracket and see how we got to the top 4 that are here today, and their roads, I suppose, to come as well. And there you have it. We have Team Mystic Venus versus Version X, Ariana Grande Perfume versus Tactical Throwers. And let's go ahead and talk about the road on the bracket here with my 2 amazing commentators. We do have Epitomes and Gompers. Big surprises on that bracket, or about what we expected?
Pretty much what we expected, I believe. I mean, we do see that we have Version X, Team Mystic Venus, Ariana Grande Perfume, and Tactical Throwers, and I feel like those are pretty familiar names to everyone. Obviously, Team Mystic Venus and Ariana Grande Perfume both having buys. It kind of feels like if they were the top performer in groups, then it's kind of bound that they were made it to the top 4. Version X, they speak for themselves, and Tactical Throwers, they've been in the top 4 before, so this is kind of familiar territory for them as well.
All right. Yeah, Gompers, I think just with the names, their history, it's not unexpected, but just, to shout out some of the names that didn't make it, I suppose. We had Revival, for instance, a top 4 contender from previous, not making it through, as well as Team Mystic, or not Team Mystic Venus, sorry. They're actually here, so they're fine. But as well as some others that unfortunately were not able to replicate some of their previous academy runs. But I think with the kind of wrench thrown in that is Version X, it was bound to shake some things up for that top 4.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing being, you're going against really strong teams. Like, if it were the other way around, maybe if Wannabes had gone against Revival, maybe Revival would have had a chance. But overall, it's just the bracketing that kind of took place. Like, you got Version X, you got Team Mystic, AGP, Tactical Throwers. Like, these are names that I'm pretty sure we've heard time and time again coming into, top 4 within GCA. So, yeah, I mean, AGP is probably one of the strongest contenders, if not the strongest, that might actually be able to take a map or a whole series off of Version X. But I'm interested to see how Tactical Throwers go against this.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and bring up the schedule just to give you guys the deets, the lowdown of how this is all going to play out. We do have 1 semifinal streamed on this stream. The other one will be played off stream. So this one is going to be Ariana Grande Perfume versus Tactical Throwers, which Gompers kind of alluded to. And then we have the grand finals between the 2 winners of the semifinals. Again, we can maybe guess what's going to happen in the other one, but definitely would love a big surprise. Good luck to Team Mystic Venus on that regards. But yeah, let's focus in on the match that's going to be played before your very eyes. It's going to be Tactical Throwers versus Ariana Grande Perfume. And yeah, let's discuss this one. All right, so Ariana Grande Perfume, They did win 2 months ago, so I think we're looking at these players, this team, as the favorites. Am I wrong, Epitomes?
Well, I definitely think Ariana Grande Perfume is like a huge contender because even though Version X is a signed team, Ariana Grande Perfume is the only team in this bracket who has ever made it into a Game Changers main event. So they are in that regards very, very experienced and have like just a lot of that competitive experience being able to beat out teams that they know are better than them as a free agent team. So with that less resources as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's actually probably the biggest, I don't know. What's it, like the thing that goes on the general's chest, right? It's a star. It's something that means a lot. Like Ariana Grande Perfume, it's a reason they won a couple of months ago, and there's a reason that we have high hopes for them in this season as well. But Gompers, tactical throwers, not unfamiliar with the top 4, but this has been where they've unfortunately been laid to rest previously. Do we think they can actually push through to those finals?
I think they can. I think this is going to be a hard matchup to kind of say, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. I think AGP, like Tala said, this is a strong contender. Like, we've been talking about AGP since day one. They're probably the newest team that we saw that came into this, and I think it was their second debut into a tournament. They managed to come close to winning it. So this team is extremely strong and ready to take it home.
Yeah, we'll see if they can actually do so. Let's take a look at the maps. Maybe that'll give us a little more insight as to the chances for both of the teams. We do have the maps prepared to go. Again, a best of 3, so we might actually get to that third map, which is going to be Pearl. But first and foremost, we play on Bind, then Breeze. Those are the 2 guaranteed maps. Epitomes, what can you talk to us about Bind, starting us off?
Bind is a pretty good map for tactical throwers, so I'm kind of surprised that Ariana Grande Perfume chose it. If you look at, oh no, it was tactical throwers map. That makes more sense. I was looking at the bottom for some reason. The Ariana Grande Perfume starting on defense. But yeah, tactical throwers, this is a really strong map for them. They have a really high win rate. I believe it's around 70%. But then going on to the next map of Breeze, that is a really poor map for tactical throwers. I believe it's one of their worst maps with a 25% win rate, while Ariana Grande Perfume have a much better win rate of 75%. But at the same time, on that first map of Bind, even though it is tactical throwers map, I think Ariana Grande Perfume have a better chance on Bind because it is one of their better maps. They are not quite negative on the wins on that map just yet, like tac throwers is with Breeze. So that decider is definitely going to be scary.
Yeah, Gomper's likelihood that we are going to see that deciding map, do you think the bans were good enough that gave tactical throwers that chance to make it to game 3?
I think that they're good. The question is obviously there are teams that AGP can beat even in their worst maps, but what do you have up your sleeve to kind of counter the plays that AGP is going to have? So it more so just goes, okay, this isn't their best map, but this also isn't, it's not their best map, but they can also kind of pull themselves together when needed. So I don't know. This is a hard matchup to kind of tell the future for, but I do think tactical throwers, they're gonna get a good game here.
Well, that's the hope. And I guess because the players aren't quite ready to go quite yet, guys, we do still have a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and talk about what we might see, I guess, agent composition-wise on the first map, which is, again, Bind. Epitomes, can you give us any insight as to either team?
Well, looking at tactical throwers on Bind, I believe they do run double initiator with Brim as their smoker, and I believe it's usually Satyr playing Raze for that team, and on the other side for Ariana Grande Perfume, they run a pretty similar team comp. I believe it actually is a mirror composition, but Ariana Grande has tested out a lot of, I just said Ariana Grande like the singer did it, but anyway, AGP has tested out a lot of different compositions on Bind, and in the end, I feel like their strongest one right now is a Fade Breach combo that they like to run, which is just exactly the same as tactical throwers. So we might actually be looking at agent to agent matchups.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah, I'm noting that as well. Ariana Grande Perfume actually have a ton of different compositions. They seem to have settled, though, on one in particular. But yeah, so Gompers, Epitome's brought up a name that I think is actually kind of important. Satyr. Yeah. She popped off over the last 2 days, I believe. We saw her do in both Friday and Saturday. So, like, how much pressure is on her? I know yesterday the cast did an excellent job of making sure it's a highlight that the team supported her to give her those big W's to put her on the top of that scoreboard. But do you think that pressure is there, or really was it a team effort and it's just, hopefully everything works out today?
Yeah, I think everything is a team effort at the end of the day. What Satyr fragging out is due to her teammates prepping her up for such a good entry, prepping her to be able to feel that confidence in the first place to do plays like that. And it's all about the comfort that you feel. So Satyr always frags as well. So overall, just a cracked player. So I think Satyr's definitely going to come and just show up for the team. The thing is the team going to show up for Satyr as well?
Yeah, that is the ultimate question. Well, guys, the map is ready to go. The players are ready. We got map number 1 of our semifinals, Tactical Throwers versus Ariana Grande Perfume, coming up right now. Or in 10 seconds, because the lobby didn't actually go. See, I would have nailed it otherwise. That was an excellent throw.
Yeah, it was this close. You were very, very close to it.
I thought Gompers did a great job providing me that space too that sometimes is necessary past our cue point. So just the lovely things that happen behind the scenes. You guys don't even hear, right? It's all in our ear. But the map is almost ready to go, and now we can, I believe, get into map number 1, which is going to be Bind.
And here we go. All right. Ooh, the Bind pick. Who do you think is going to win this one, Tala?
Tac throwers, they do play a good bind. I do enjoy watching their bind. They are pretty confident here, and they also aren't really hesitant to flip site, which I think is something important for bind when you consider the fact that a lot of defensive teams do like to go for the teleporter plays, and when you have suddenly the entire defensive team on the attacking side, then flipping site, playing for defender spawn is sometimes a very strong strategy, and I really do like seeing that from teams when they realize that they're being flanked. Panday likely is not going to lock in the Yoru, probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it. Even though I feel like they're trying to give us a little trolling. But yeah, locking in the breach, which seems a little bit more fit for this scenario. Alongside that, all right, we're seeing a lot more chamber. I think, the last time we casted it was Jet, just
choose your agent.
Completely taking over, which worried me a bit because I know Jet is good, but I feel like in terms of what can the other do better, this chamber fits the role a lot better, especially playing into the Raze. So I think the Raze with the util is definitely going to pull through for both of these teams.
I like that Kaya's name is Kaya Loves Toes.
I don't judge. I don't judge a person's preference.
Well, so it is a mirror matchup here, Panday going for the breach instead of the Yoru, which is pretty in line with what they've been playing recently. And now Ariana Grande Perfume starting on the defense. A lot of the times defense on Bind is the stronger side, but sometimes it can be a little bit iffy because you watch teams string together like so many rounds on the attack for some reason, and it's just like not really sure. But in terms of map design, like looking at the chokes, having to jump out of hookah to get onto the beast site, the tiny little choke point in showers, and the way the orbs are positioned pretty defensively. So I would say that Bind still does favor Ariana Grande Perfume in terms of the map sidedness here.
Yeah, I believe it does, but already starting things off, right? You got a deep smoke from AGP. Holding aggro angles as well, so you can already see their playstyle just staking out at you from a mile away.
Yeah, they do like to play this default really early, just trying to find that early info. They're giving Ariana Grande Perfume a lot of respect, but the thing that is a little worrying about this is that they're not really taking any space.
Overall, it's fine. As they wait patiently, there comes the nade wave. You're trying to throw one back in replacement, but yeah, absolutely no damage. And it's good, because you get the damage off the Raze, you can kind of further your ambitions.
Yeah, forced Wavy to play a little bit safer there. So you also got the nade out of her too. So you don't really have
Right there.
that utility left over. It's kind of left up to the initiators now. And on the pistol, you don't really have as much utility, I would
30
say.
seconds left.
30 seconds left and they get themselves on, but oh no, I think Kaya thought that they were probably sitting within garden there. Completely safe, but unfortunately that's not how it
Oh!
works. What's better though is the way that Tacthors kind of just went out this round. Even though Panda got that 3K, it was the teamwork that overall just kind of took it home for Tacthors.
Yeah, definitely very, very slow. Trying to make our Ariana Grande Perfume get a little bit more impatient there and getting that early damage as well, and then completely cutting noise and not really sure if they're going to rotate or whatnot. It was a little messy, but then again, it was a pistol, so they couldn't really have that same kind of mobility when moving around and being able to fight those long angles. Now they can, though, since they do have the Spectres as well as some Bulldogs in the hands. AJP just going to try and for this triple stack in belong. Definitely a very deep
the
smoke,
spike.
but no info gathered from AJP at all.
The information isn't what they're looking for, at least not yet. Mostly a pick, and you can see like kind of playing with the eco stuff, eco util that the chamber has waiting outside. You left alone. They could TP out. Yeah, they're gonna have
Down you go. Enemy
Stopping
down.
them from securing the pick there. Sorry, able to find the first two. Sator's already onto the site, clearing out tube. Looks clear, teams going through. There's a teleport coming in, but Kaya's on a pretty late lurk. Oh, spots about. Neither of them had their guns, but Miu. The pistol takes less time. And now Kaya goes down on the flank. It's a Bulldog that can be recovered, but otherwise 4v3 situation, two pistols. Still a little bit tough.
Yeah, you gotta put yourself in a pretty difficult position to be able to take
Oh.
this 2v4. And I mean, as me, you try to take down Panda, unfortunately can't even cover up. So 2-0 straight across.
That's an easy Bulldog recovery as well. Attack throwers, they do lose one life. Kaya, however, has the Headhunters, so you kind of can make up for it in that sense. And Ariana Grande Perfume, they've bought into the full rifles now. Only a half shield on Astralis. But otherwise, it's looking like almost even gunfight.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah. A bonus round for attack throwers, but they do have those two Bulldogs, which could potentially contest those really long ranges, like short to heaven, defender spawn, you know. But oh, that was a good lineup.
Super dangerous. Australis winning out those fights. And as they move down in short, there's a smoke kind of covering things up, so Miyu safe for now. Over breach so gonna try to pressure Miyu in a position. Absolutely nothing though. So this is good. A good hold from AGP.
That was really nicely done with trying to get the C's damage as well as the nade. Satyr was just not available to be traded there, unfortunately. Now Juna sneaking up though. Rallis is pretty low.
The breach. Stun now at the fault line. Not catching anything. AGP are playing very far back. They know they need to play the time here, which I actually highly respect. Keeping that respect to attack throwers.
30 seconds
Making
left.
sure that if they're going to get onto the site or do anything really, they have that plan set in stone. But the rotation coming in, because AGP kind of just listening into attack throwers, knowing what they're trying to pressure for. So this is such a good read.
Yeah, I mean, with only 30 seconds left, going for that rotation is bound to be risky.
enemy
And now
remaining.
Panday finding the pick. Astralis, only like 40 HP, is able to find two more. And that is just such a good play from Ariana Grande Perfume. Tack throwers, that mid-round calling, it just wasn't it. they were just calling the rotation all the way over to that B site, and they went through cave. They didn't go through market. So the fact of the matter is that the rotation for the defenders is always going to be shorter. It's just a very short run through their spawn. But if you want to go through the attacker spawn, or even just like cave, it is going to take much longer, especially when you're trying not to make that noise and you're trying to make sure that they stay on the A site. And with only so little time left, I feel like the move is always just a commit.
Yeah, another move could be here. Seems like defaulting is what they want to pressure for. But yeah, I have to highly agree with you. I think, you know, they took a little bit too long to give into that rotation. And they should have known by then. Maybe AGP, you know, already begged for a rotation at that point. Or, you know, also they haven't taken the time to read into what AGP like to do here on the defense round. So they've just been kind of going for their strats, figuring out what they like. Like right here, Chris playing to that aggressiveness. And now they finally read into it.
Chris getting that early pick is really nice for Ariana Grande Perfume. No tradability because of that rendezvous. But now this is like a set play. Sater's already into the site gompers. And oh my gosh, that was such a good fault line.
One enemy remains.
Oh, it doesn't end there though, because Chris is just not giving up an AGP. They already take things back 2-2. So it's the pistol round and the buy round that Tac Throwers could retrieve. But then you go into a buy round of your own and, you know, equal playing field. AGP just kind of win that one out.
Yeah, that was like the fault line into the Rolling Thunder. That was really nicely done by Ariana Grande's Perfume's Panday. They were just able to perfectly save Crisp from being blasted on by Sater. And I think that Tactical Throwers kind of lacks in aggression. Sometimes they have Sater, a very aggressive player, but the way that they play is very slow and methodical, so they don't really go for the explosiveness often. Like, they are going to this round, but they're on an ego, so they don't have much to lose here, and even then, the aggression stops right before the shower's entrance.
There.
Look at the stack outside showers.
Yeah, they're gonna get it pretty
like,
hard
what are
with
they
this
doing?
one. Oh god, I just love seeing. You know, it's also entertaining because we get to see what's happening, like everything going on, and then you know there's some cluelessness. So then you get to see the reactions as they happen. Sater has a showstopper though, so I mean honestly, the way that they're holding this here for AGP, I'd be afraid to even pull out the showstopper.
Ooh. I mean, they're able to stall out the push in showers just because of that seize there, and now even the haunt to mark one. But Yas is actually going to trade one for one. Wavy, though, still an unknown factor on top. It's able to find two before Eos Tech gets that pick too. And smokes
One
fade.
enemy remaining.
Now it's all left at two. Starry. And Starry, only classic.
Weapon here.
Gets it down to 2 players though, so it's a really nice eco here actually for AGP, or for Tactical Throwers, since AGP only have those 2 players left standing. But now they also have 4 ultimates ready for Tactical Throwers, and with the full gun buy, we were talking about that showstopper last round. I fully expect that that's going to come into play, probably in combination with potentially the Nightfall.
Yeah, I think too. Kind of like with what you said. Something that I want to see here, especially with this op coming out from Chris, is those aggressive plays that we saw from Chris before. The only thing is that they're going for the A hit, so Chris can't even use it. So is it going to work for the retake? Is it going to be a problem? Absolutely not. The first shot hit from Lady, so Kaya down, and now the second. This is perfect. They just eliminate everybody one by one.
I can't even tell what happened there. There was so much utility being thrown. I believe both the Nightfall and now Panday spamming down. Juniper, last player standing in U-Haul, of all places. Such a cramped quarters, and with the Aftershock, that is so scary. Now having to peek. Has to retrieve the spike somehow. 1 minute left.
Almost impossible to win this one 1v3. You gotta hit the shots, Pachuna. And you can't even find one. 4-2. AGP, they took the lead back. I mean, through 4 rounds in a row. And Panday's kind of just killing it.
And that's just a quick, easy timeout for attack throwers. And last round, we saw the Nightfall expended. We saw the Rolling Thunder expended, as well as the Orbital Strike, apparently, because I did not see that happen at all. And it was so chaotic when they were fighting for that showers control, and they weren't expecting Wavy to still be peeking that with the Seas. And I think the thing about the Seas is that it's different from Astra's Gravity Well in that it doesn't actually really pull you, it just kind of keeps you there so you can't escape. So if you chuck a nade at it, then for sure they're going to have to eat all that damage. But otherwise, their aim isn't necessarily going to be messed up.
I think doing a good job so far. Like for AGP, just due to man, I feel like just the biggest thing is tactical throwers. They're too slow. They're playing very, very passive. They're holding too much respect for AGP. And like we saw, I think it was this round actually that you know, they were looking for a push, but the problem is that they got pushed back by all of that util. They look like deer in headlights. They waited too long. And I feel like that's what we've been seeing time and time again. So hopefully they figure out what they can do to kind of stop that respect from taking over.
Well, they're very, very, very slowly trying to get this info. This is 2 Prowlers now that they've used here. And Satyr, ooh, Miu definitely wasn't expecting that one. But Panday, I don't know if they're expecting this one. This is the operator on a breach of all people. And now Starry is finally able to shut that one down. And Juna gets a pick of her own, but 2-2. This is really nice for having stingers on the board from attack throwers. I mean, that stack up in to be long worked, I suppose.
Yeah, the biggest thing to look for right now is an opening pick, isolation. Or maybe a site. They have the B site all to themselves. Luckily enough, is AGP maybe surrounding that A site a bit too heavy. They figured out though with a sound cue. So I think here there's so many ultimates that they could put on board to figure out the location of these players to win out this fight. And it's so dire for them to win this due to the fact that if they get that 5-2, they might be done for.
That Nightfall doesn't find anything though, and Juna now has to contend with the showstopper. Oh my gosh, both of those kills come out so cleanly from Ariana Grande Perfume, and it was a good thought that tactical throwers had there, trading back and forth, but it just doesn't come to fruition in this round. And I'm not sure if that was a full buy round for them either, since they did have Stingers and a Bucky, and I believe this is actually going to be the round where they can really try to invest a lot more. Yep. It's just unfortunate that Junifor's ultimate didn't find them the info.
Yeah, looks good though, 5-2. 1 round for attack throwers to win. And this is it. This is the round that they really do need to win. Because once AGP run away with this one, they push pack throwers into a save round. They give themselves that lead coming into the second half. Especially, you know, if they manage to win this one out. So this is something to die around to start off with. Chris maybe too aggressive. They could get punished for it. The attack throwers can't seem to find anything.
Yeah, once again, they are not really taking this early space. The only time we've only seen that is basically in showers when they're trying to fight over that control. But once you get to showers, it is really hard to get out.
Absolutely.
Since you need to be aware of both heaven, truck, and just so many positions that you need to try and watch when you just pop out of that small entrance. So I feel like they should be fighting a little bit more for the control, but oh, oh no! Wait, both the showstopper and the orbital strike expended, but the orbital strike is the one to secure the pick. And now Crisp is just going crazy now with the operator as well.
Yeah, still time to redeem yourself though. So I'm just trying to
30 seconds
push
left.
up for attack throwers. 30 seconds left. I don't even think they want to pick this fight. They're still trying to look for an entry onto site. But right now, the biggest thing is that they're just losing all their gunfights. Yeah, nothing yet.
I mean, I feel like it kind of speaks
seconds
lengths
left.
to the fact that the round where they got the most kills on an actual gun round was they had 2 stingers and a bucky. So I feel like that does a little bit speak to the state of this game right now for tack throwers. And oh, Kaya almost gets spammed down through the boxes, but is able to secure that pick. And congratulations to Kaya, first pick of the game. So proud of her. I am. I'm so proud.
I think it's because Kaya's name is that she loves toes, and so now you have.
She
that
keeps
bias
shooting at
in
their
you,
toes.
You know? Absolutely. But yeah, honestly, no. And the thing is that it doesn't seem that important, but that first pick can actually give you a lot of confidence starting on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm
You
not
want
going
to
0-7.
play?
I am
Let's
helping the
play.
team. I'm completely fine. Let's just figure out what I can do to continue to get more. And of course, picks aren't even the heaviest part about this game, but it can definitely give you some confidence starting up. But I did say this was an important
They
round to
found
win,
my
and they
trap.
managed to lose it. So 6-2 could turn into a 7-2.
Pande, oh, that's a little bit of a dangerous position, but has the fault line to get out, so not a huge deal here. And once again, very, very slow. I really want them to turn up the dial of these early rounds. Like, I want them to play fast into that really early round and continue push that momentum through into the mid round. But right now they just play so slow, and even if they do start off really quickly, like with those double satchels from Satyr, they always get stalled out in one way or another, and they just need to carry it through. Ooh. Nice way to push Crisp off the angle, though. That was a good way to try and get themselves into Garden.
Loves his gun.
Yes, Kaya. Yes, Kaya. With the tour de force, finding a pick here.
Seconds left.
A good way to end things off. I mean, will they end it off and take this one here for
Nice,
tack
nice.
throwers? No, AGP just taking another run. Australis making things even harder. Let's not forget, though, Kaya does have the tour de force. Is this the time for Kaya to frag out and maybe win things out? No, 13 seconds left. I think at this point it's almost impossible unless they get the spike down. The first one there, Kaya. The second one available, but can't even find to.
Oh.
Can't even afford it. Anyways, Australia's just coming in and ripping any sense of hope away from this team of tack throwers.
The Tour de Force was available there too. I mean, I'm wondering if maybe a switch to the Tour de Force, but I don't really think this is just a mechanical issue. It's just the fact that they don't have space. They don't really have those counter info plays either. Australis was pushed all the way up to outside of teleporter. So when they tried to go in from B long all the way into showers, they were being picked off one by one. And they just don't have that space. They're not denying that info. And usually that trademark is placed in market, right? So you can make sure that no one's actually flanking. But it's also, you might be caught off on the rotate if you're not diligently watching those push outs, which Ariana Grande Perfume, they just seem to have such a good read on this game.
Yeah, good read. I think overall AGP just... I believe they've actually played tactical throws before, no? So, the since that they have. Those teams have been around for probably the same time as the other.
Wait,
and
what?
They just won't give it up. Oh, and it's like a round can't even be given towards you. You just have to continue to fight for your life to even get one. And they said, hey, 2 is enough. Oh my gosh.
Teleport's broken.
Ooh, Kaya moving forward. That is going to be a lot of damage from the nade. Pande finds the ace here, and there's just no retribution from tack throwers whatsoever in that round. They just kind of just all got their heads taken off by Pande, and that was a stellar display of mechanics and team play, I suppose. For that last kill, you had the C's, you had the nade, and you had Pande just spamming them down through the wall.
That was such a good first-hand play. Like to open, and
Yeah.
the thing is that we talked about, Satyr, you know, they're always that top frag. Okay, well, now let's bring Pande into the light, because it's just such amazing thing to do. Even playing into the Brimstone, they're like, yeah, I kind of feel like Arena. And it's magnificent to see such an aggressive Brim come out, playing with their smokes, trying to weave and bob their way into positions like those to find shots.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they are all fraggers in their own right. They're not really relying on that duelist because even then, Crisp keeps getting blinded, but still somehow manages to live every single time. Satyr with the Bucky though, this is the real threat of the game. The Bucky and the Stinger are the name of the game. Oh no.
Spike planted.
Definitely wasn't expecting one more to be outside U-Haul. And now it's a Stinger into the post plant. At least they have a little bit of time. They've been able to get into their post plant positions, so they kind of have that little bit of leeway.
You're not sure though. A 2v2 definitely the best probability for tacklers to find a round if possible.
Oh my god,
no.
Kaya.
The timing!
Player standing.
Oh, it still finds it!
Come on.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
yeah, this is
doesn't-
definitely not.
this can't be how it ends.
Just
That was
waiting to see what happens.
Last
Definitely
round
was
in the half.
what is it? The oh my gosh, vocabulary. You know what? It's hard. It's not easy.
yeah.
Pulling words together out of a brain as small as mine. So
In before the clown costume
There.
comes out for Halloween.
I know, right? For real. I was planning to
Stay
to cosplay as someone's mom, but
Oh damn, that's easy.
that's easy.
You could claim to be anybody's mother, and I mean,
True.
tactile throwers. Okay, Kaya is able to find that first pick, use the rendezvous to get out. But I mean, I feel like a lot of this also has to do with the fact that Chamber is just a very defense-sided agent. And, ooh, that is such a struggle for Satyr to get out of that. Unfortunately, no quick entry, just going to go back into showers, and the Nightfall comes out as well, Gompers.
Me and you. The crosshair, quite literally just on the head, free as it can get. But tactical throwers aren't giving this round. Australis trying to put
player
things together
standing.
right
Oh.
from behind. Satyr comes and trying to frag out as much as they can, leaving Panday in a 1v3. But the thing is
Spike
that we've seen
planted.
Panday frag out, and I'm afraid because we have so much util to use it in advantage.
Uh-oh.
Panday right here, Satyr having to peek out. There comes the first, no damage, and it's so perfect, this situation in general.
Yeah, now it's the Rolling Thunder as well, right? That actually does hit the U-Haul player. I don't know if Starry was hit by it. Oh, Starry has lineups. No worries. No. But
Oh
no.
my
Okay,
God.
worries. I mean, Panday doesn't know where the last one is, though. Has the suspicion. Oh, they're both blind. Oh my gosh, it went on too fast. Starry's able to get that last pick as well as the lineup. Only 10 HP on Panday. That felt like a round for tack throwers, but still a 3v1 situation, and Panday makes it so close. And you really got to give Panday her flowers, because as a
Yeah.
breach, you're usually setting up kills for your duelists and not the ones that are actually securing them. At least that's what they say that the game is supposed to do, that the initiators are supposed to set them up. But no, that's not the case in Panday. And I guess it also has to do with the fact that the rest of the team, like Australis and Mayu, are also kind of rallying around this player and getting that info to help. But Panday is just so good at capitalizing off her own utility when no one else is there to do so.
Yeah, I feel like that definitely could have been a round one as well if the blind had blind both of them too. So
Yeah.
Panday's so close to clutching things up. It's surprising to see that they're actually forced into playing slow here. I guess they're reading into what Takthors wants to do, but they're all forcing out of A, and a very
Ooh.
aggressive push. Nice from Satyr.
Do you usually see Chambers buy Ghosts instead of the Headhunter?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a little bit of a funky buy for Kaya, but can't even rendezvous out there. And Australis takes down that only Sentinel on the team attack throwers. And now it's a 3v3 though. Junifor trades that back. Spike trying to go down, but just right over the tip of
Spike
Fuga is
down,
able
B.
to find one more. It's nicely done for attack throwers so far, and they did win that last pistol. So they need every round that they can get here.
Last player standing.
Oh my gosh, Juno with the flicks.
Yeah, rounds aren't easy though, Especially when you're playing against AGP. As it might seem, Australia still tries to put up a fight. But good from tack throwers, because now after that one particular round, 9-4, right? And they could have actually taken it 10-2 if Panday had clutched that up. So, you know, it kind of just shows you how big moments like those are.
Definitely feels like tack throwers have a little bit of momentum behind them at this point in the round. Like they're kind of trying to get those rounds back in. I mean, we were talking about Satyr, and we have to give Satyr her flowers as well. She is tough fragging for tack throwers, and it's kind of tough if your initiators aren't there behind you. And since Ariana Grande Perfume's play style is just so adaptable, it can be really, really tough. Okay, wait, no way.
Ooh.
Wavy, the shorty kill. No way.
Yeah, adaptations are definitely the best thing that you can have, especially playing against a team as strong as AGP or tack throwers. Now, what is AGP going to do in terms of that advancement? In terms of those adaptations, Kaya starting to pull themselves back up from, you know, coming in with 0 kills to now possibly helping out the team more and more each and every kill they get. Down Satyr, throwing a pain shot on one. Grande blocked into a corner in the angle. Found out on Australis. So down within 2. Chris fighting for their life, and they take the 2K down. And the teamwork, beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I am just surprised they managed to find that, to be completely honest with you.
I am also surprised. I did not expect that to be a thrifty, because nothing in Ariana Grande's like playbook kind of hinted towards that being the case, because yes, they had the spike down, but there was so much time as soon as tack throwers were able to start that retake. But somehow, even with Spectres and Satyr getting that huge 2K right at the beginning while they're trying to get in, and they also had neutralized the Spectre player on the other side too. Wavy with the shorty had been able to pick up one of the guns from the fallen teammates, and now tack throwers are just so broke. I say that, but they're getting shorties and they're just running up.
Good on them as well. AGP, they really just eliminated half the board. That's good enough for them, because now they can kind of have more leeway into this round, looking for some type of pick to give themselves more of that momentum. Chris fighting for their life, sitting alongside Australis, being that back up, and overall it's just over for tack throwers in a matter of seconds. It doesn't matter. Whatever you can pull forward, it's gonna be even harder. AGP 11-4. I would have never thought that it would have come, I mean, this far.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge differential in score, and this is also some pretty crappy economic timing as well, since looking at their credits, if they lose this round, then they're up against Ariana Grande Perfume with a full buy while also having no credits themselves. And they're on the defense as well, so it's not even as if they can get that spike down for that little bit of extra economy like you can do on the attackers that allows you to kind of keep forcing in as long as you have that spike. But in this case, Ariana Grande Perfume have basically every single advantage going into this next round. Oh no.
And this is good from Texas. They're holding off and stalling for the flank to come down. The only problem is that everybody's peeking in way too fast. Miyu doesn't even care about the util being expended out towards them.
Smoke's down.
Now they're also just running through onto that A site. The rotation is a little bit late here from tactical throwers. And Ariana Grande Perfume, they are just all holding inside their own smoke. They're holding really, really aggressive here into CT. And Satyr and Juna, I'm not sure there's much they can do. They have that Prowler, but it doesn't go far enough. And oh, the spam down from Wavy just goes through. Ariana Grande Perfume now with 2 ultimates, tack throwers with 1, and Satyr pretty close to the showstopper here, but otherwise there isn't that tour de force online, you know? There isn't that eco ultimate that you can kind of pull out when you're in a tough spot economically. So unless they just like run around the map farming orbs, I'm not really sure what can be done.
Yeah, right now I'd say that best thing to be done is
Prepare for hellfire.
honestly I'm not even sure either. You gotta win some round here. I would even pull through with this. Yeah, Wavy's trying to just end things off as quickly as they can. So that's what makes things even scarier. And Wavy with the start off pick. This might actually be it.
And Nightfall doesn't have a util to follow it up, and oh, Satyr going down as well. Now there are 3 players left, all stacked up in CT, and Panday wants it. Panday's just hungry for blood.
I mean, I would be as well if I was
One enemy
as
remaining.
good as Grande. They know what they can do, what they can find, and tack throwers just can't even find
Attackers
one.
win.
4 rounds, and that's pretty much all they get, and that kind of gets me scared for the future, Tala.
I definitely do agree there, and welcome back, Zombie Grub, as we close out the matchup. 13-4, that was definitely a match.
That was a game of Valorant. Unfortunately, not a particularly pretty one for tactical throwers. You know, I think towards the beginning, Gompers said something that I think just resonated throughout the entirety of the map, which is that tactical throwers is playing pretty slow and was respecting Ariana Grande Perfume a lot. And I think what kind of came down to it was that respect turning into maybe a little bit of fear. Do you think that was true up until the end, Gompers?
Yeah, I definitely feel like in the attacking half, it was like something just clicked inside of them. They were definitely trying to push for those picks, but overall, you know, it definitely alters your gameplay to be afraid of the opponent that you're facing. So a lot of the time, the battles were just not won out, and you know, you literally saw the Rays come into the field there for AGP with their showstopper. Nobody was there. It's like in a millisecond, they were all gone. So yeah, I definitely felt like there was some of that fear being held.
It seems kind of to pair up with the idea that, okay, well, what are the rounds that were taken from tactical throwers, right? And it was the one where they were aggressive, you know, and the one where they almost got up but not quite was with that stinger buy, as Epitomes was talking about. So is that something that they kind of need to latch on to? Do we need to see like a really big change of pace from tactical throwers, Epitome?
Well, I definitely think when they have those eco guns like the Bucky, like the Stinger, they play a lot quicker. And I think they need to like hold on to that aggression and they also need to play a little bit less scared like they do when they're playing with the eco guns. I don't really think it has that much to do with the Bucky and the Stinger, but at the same time, they were being outgunned a little bit. Like some of their gunfights, it should have gone their way, but it just wasn't. Like that round where they had the Spectres and they kind of lost to the Classics. I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but I think if you are losing a lot of gunfights, sometimes the best thing to do is get a Bucky, get a Judge, and hide in a corner.
Yeah, there you go. Good advice. And just one more thing before we head to break. Standout players from Ariana Grande Perfume. Looking at the scoreboard here, Panday was quite amazing. Gompers almost bringing back that 1v3 as well with an agent that doesn't usually do particularly well in the situations.
Yeah.
Now is she the person to watch?
I think so. Honestly, Panday's always, you know, pulling something together. Majority of it being with their util. I think Panday into this breach will definitely help them a lot because they were able to support themselves and also support the team at the same time. So that's why you saw them in those situations where, you know, they would peek out and get a 4K because they were using their util so well to their advantage that honestly, I felt like I wouldn't even know what to do if I was in, you know, the situation of Tactor. So I think AGP overall, just their util was chef's kiss.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Definitely strong performance from Ariana Grande Perfume on their first broadcasted match of the weekend, looking dominant on Bind. Our next map is going to be Breeze, so we'll certainly discuss what can be changed when that actually comes up. First, it's going to be a break. When we come back, it is map number 2 between Tactical Throwers and Ariana Grande Perfume.